Here's advice from a 25-year-old on-paper millionaire. This is a very authentic, this is one take, this is my honest opinions, so if you don't like it, feel free to click off. Number one, live life how you want and be careful who you take advice from. What I mean by that, this is something that I had to mature into. If working a 9-to-5, spending time with friends, prioritizing a relationship makes you happy, then do that. If building a business, working long hours, and working yourself like a dog to get results makes you happy, then do that. At the end of the day, it's your life, and you know what makes you happy, and you need to fill that. Because most people, they're trying to live they're trying to live in somebody else's thoughts of who they should be. You know, your parents want you to be a lawyer, a doctor, a business owner, work a 9-to-5. Like, you know, there's all these beliefs around who you should be, but at the end of the day, you need to do what makes you as an individual happy and then take advice from people who are living your ideal life. If you want to work a 9-to-5 and have a very happy marriage, then take advice from somebody that works a 9-to-5 and has a happy marriage. If you want to be a millionaire and own 9 figures in assets, take advice from a millionaire that owns 9 figures in assets. It's just that simple. You just got to be very careful about who you take advice from, because there's always a very good quote that, you know, you may go your whole life climbing a building and look across the horizon and realize that you climbed the wrong building. So you don't want to do that. Number 2, drinking, drugs, bars, and clubbing are a distraction. They are a fucking waste of your time, in complete honesty. They're going to waste your money. They're going to put you at risk of doing something stupid, so getting in a fight, getting an assault and battery charge, getting a DUI. The women that you're going to meet there, especially this is speaking to the men, they're not worth it. They don't have much substance. Typically the people that go out to bars and clubs, it's a recurring thing. So in my opinion, you're not going to make money there. You're not going to find a wife there. You're not going to get anything productive or moving you to the next level of your life there. If you want to go and fucking waste time, have at it. Number 3, be careful with relationships. This is strictly for intimate relationships. And what I mean by this is that if you are on the entrepreneurial route, I hate that word. If you want more out of life, that's what I'm referencing to when I say that, then a relationship takes a certain sort of bandwidth, right? Women need to have, you need to be their rock. So for example, if you are building a business and you're going 100%, and when you get home, you have to push to 110, 120% to accommodate to her needs, it's not going to work, right? You also need to have resources too. I have seen many people and have been in relationships to where, the love and affection wasn't the issue, but the resources were, right? So women need stability, that is financially, emotionally, spiritually, physically. So you need to essentially be grounded in who you are, be able to guide her closer to God or whatever your religion or beliefs are. You need to be able to physically protect her and as well as emotionally protect her. So unless you're able to do all of those things, it is not worth your time to get in a relationship because it will break. For most of the entrepreneurs, you need to have a vision of, hey, I am going to spend 5 years, a decade, building a nest egg, and then after that time, then I'm going to look for a partner, because you have all these 4 big areas of a relationship filled. And that kind of brings me into number 4, stay close to God. I talk to 7, 8, even 9-figure business owners all the time. And as you climb the ranks, you're going to see stuff that is downright fucking crazy. First off, you need to be grounded in who you are, your beliefs, and what you stand in. Because as you climb up, of course there's going to be great people along the way. This goes to any realm of life, even homeless people. There's good and bad homeless people. There's good and bad middle class people. There's good and bad rich people. As you climb up, though, the people with resources, aka money and power, have more of an ability to skew on this trend line, right? So like if here's a bell curve and in the middle is normal, you need to have a certain resources to get over here to crazy. So the biggest thing there, you need to be able to have humility, because any of this can get taken away from you at any second. You could get sued. There could be a new bill passed that completely tanks your business. Your health could give up. Your best employees could leave. There are so many variables and external things that are outside of your control that you need to be humble and you need to stick close to your values and just kind of stay grounded in that. Number 5, don't buy stupid expensive cars unless there's a reason. What I mean by this, if I am driving in a Ferrari and I see somebody else driving in a Ferrari, this individual more than likely has some sort of power or money, right? So he could own a business. He could own, he could have inherited that money. But if I have this vehicle, then now this guy's a lot more receptive because I'm not driving around in a Honda Accord. Is this a negative connotation to life? Yes, but the truth is it is the reality of it. It's the same way that people dress. It's the same way that, because like if your physical appearance is not good, you're not groomed, you're not wearing nice clothes, people will judge you. That is the reality of it. It is not right. It's not fair. The world's not fair. That's the way that it is. That's the truth of the reality that we live in. So having the ability, if you are going to buy a stupid car and pay $800, $900, $1,500 a month car payment, you need to find a way to utilize that as a resource instead of a liability. You need to spend money to make money. Simple as that. Number 6, there's no failures, only lessons. Everything in life, from your personal development to relationships to business to the gym to really anything that you think of, you are going to make mistakes. You're going to mess up. That's part of it. That's how you learn. So you need to treat everything that you do, I didn't do this well. Oh, I did, this failed. Use it as a lesson, right? You need to acquire knowledge. That is the biggest skill that there is, right? Knowledge is wealth, okay? Because once you have this skill set of, okay, this wasn't a failure. I know what not to do next time. I know I need to do this differently. That is truly how you accelerate your path to wealth, is now you have all this knowledge on things not to do. So if you start a new business, you can skip from day 0 to day 300 from all the past mistakes you did. So now you're just about a year ahead of somebody starting from scratch, right? Number 7, you are exactly who you hang around with. If you hang around with 5 drunks, you're going to be the 6th. If you hang around with 5 people that, do drugs, you're going to be the 6th. If you hang out with 5 millionaires, you're going to be the 6th. It's as simple as that. It's pretty common sense. If you hang out with a bunch of losers, a bunch of bums, you're going to be the 6th, right? It's as simple as that. Number 8, everything takes time. Business, wealth, relationships, all of this stuff compounds over time. There is nothing in this world that is worth it that happens quick. And a good thing that I can relate this to is people who inherit a large amount of money, they typically have common trends where they're unappreciative, they feel like everything is entitled to them, and it's because it happened quick, right? So the stuff that takes time to mature, that comes slowly to you, you're one, going to value it a lot more, and 2, you're going to give it to mature naturally to where it's more sustainable rather than something quick, okay? Number 9, if it seems too good to be true, then it is. If somebody's telling you, hey, I have a course to get you rich overnight, guess who's making money? The guy selling the course. It's as simple as that. Use common sense. If it seems too good to be true, it 1000% is. Because that kind of ties back into number 8, where good things take time. Number 10, being overly obsessed with sports is a waste of time. I see people all the time, they are so concerned, they'll never miss a game, but they'll miss work. They'll put another man's number on their back with his name, but they can't even cheer for themselves. Why are you prioritizing, or first off, why is your main priority another man, which first off is very odd, but why are you so concerned with somebody throwing around a ball when your life isn't even in order? Are you financially stable? Are you physically fit? Are you emotionally okay? Do you have a solid relationship with your partner, with your friends, with your parents? No? Then why are you wasting your time on that? That's just my thought process. That could be something that's some people don't like. I don't care. That's my thoughts on it. Number 11, paying too much attention to politics is the same thing as number 10. It's a waste of time. If once you mature, you're going to realize yes, there's Democrats and there's Republicans, but these people, they don't rule the world. There's an elite group of people that does. The Democrats and Republicans is just a narrative to get you distracted, to get you upset, to get you emotional, to get you less focused on what truly matters and trying to break out of the matrix. It's the same thing as sports. It's a distraction. There's a reason why in Roman times they had the Colosseum, to distract the people of the corruption that was truly happening, right? So it's the same sort of thing. And number 12, and the final thing, learn to say no. This is where the ability to say no gives you the most freedom out of anything that you can do. If you have an offer of, hey, like, here's a great opportunity and it doesn't align with your values, you would rather prioritize your relationship or your health or a different aspect of your life or spend time with God, you have the ability to say no. And being able to say no to great opportunities is one of the best decisions or one of the best feelings that you can imagine. And what I mean by that is that if you're already financially set and somebody comes to you saying, hey, here is, do you have time to take this meeting with, just insert douchebag or whatever you want, and you can make a lot of money. Having the ability to say no because you're already so stable in other areas of your life is a feeling that not a lot of people are able to do. But this is advice from a 25-year-old on-paper millionaire. I hope you guys are able to get something out of it, as I have with videos that I've watched similar to this.